All right. Yes, I salute my fellow fighters. Salute everybody. Just coming on live impromptu. So just greeting everybody. Good afternoon, good evening to wherever you're watching. My name is TAPANG IVO Unasabimi, the spokesperson of the Ambazonian Defense Forces. So thank you very much. This is day 2 on this page, day 2 on the Ambazonia Defense Forces page. So we're just starting the show a few minutes ago. So keep sharing here. I can see antidote. Thank you very much, Antidote Sawari Antidote. Thank you very much. I can see a lot of people coming online, but we're just starting. So today I would be very brief and straight to the point for the message. So someone said clean prime minister. There is no prime minister in this struggle. So I would be very brief and straight to the point because what I'm about to share today would be very important. We have information coming in that La Republique du Cameroon agents have morphed their tactics. They've changed their tactics. So I will be revealing to you the tactics done by La Republique du Cameroon, especially those enablers in the United States of America. So what they are doing is that they are writing now to the companies where our leaders are working. So we don't care if you're with the IG or we are with any of those groups, but we care if you're an Ambazonian. I am reacting to this because we've read a letter from Irene Gua. Irene Gua is one of those ladies with the IG. No matter where you stand, we respect Article 20 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights that guarantees our right to association, freedom of association and assembly. So Irene Gua happens to be one of those key leaders in the IG. As we speak right now, her La Republique du Cameroon law firms in the United States have written to her company, pressuring her company to dismiss her from work. That means Irene Gua may be dismissed because of a dubious letter written by La Republique du Cameroon's law firm in the United States to pressure that she should be dismissed from the American Airlines. It is not the first time it is happening. Other leaders have suffered the same fate. So right now, La Republique du Cameroon is doing what we call scaremongering. They are desperately trying to pressure our leaders not to support the revolution. So we don't really care whether you're with the IG or you're with the ADF. We can fight among ourselves, but we cannot let anyone to fight us. That means La Republique du Cameroon cannot get among us to fight and rip us apart. So whether you're with the IG or you're with the ADF or you're with Scoop, we will not accept this. We are all a family. So believe me or not, I will be penning a letter. I've touched base with a couple of people, especially from the AGC. We'll be writing a general letter. That letter will be posted on our pages. And all you need to do is to copy and paste this letter to the emails that will be provided. It will be the American Airlines email, their CEOs and all of those top-notch organization leaders in that American airline to support Irene Gua, to stand with her, and to tell the international community in particular, and also the American Airlines in general, that Irene Gua happens to be one of those who sought asylum in the United States because she was fleeing away from the scare tactics from the terrorist Paul Biya. And she happens to be one of those women who are fighting to protect women and children. So that is the approach we are taking. Touch one, you touch all. Irene Gua is our own Ambazonian. Whether she is with the IG or she is not with the IG, she is an Ambazonian. Permit me, let me take off my cap. I know it's disrespectful. She's an Ambazonian. So when we are putting out this letter, please, all we are asking of you is to share this letter massively. And this special message goes to all those La Republique du Cameroon paid agents living in the United States and running law firms paid by La Republique du Cameroon. Believe me or not, we will be going after those law firms by targeting the Bar Council, that they are abusing the law. They are propping up a gangster regime against a people who are fighting against decolonization or colonization. They are propping up a gangster regime against the people who are fighting to restore their independence. They are fighting against a people who are fighting terrorism. So these are the messages and the key words we shall be using in those letters that will be geared at the Bar Council, the American and the California and all of those Bar Councils, we shall write those letters. We are millions of Ambazonians. So we expect you to flood the emails of those companies with letters. Flood them. All you need to do, we are doing the writing. All you need to do is to copy and paste. That's all. You simply copy, you paste, and you send. 3 seconds. Copy, paste, send. Copy, paste, send. At least 2 million emails should reach the American Airlines in support of Irene Gua of the IG. At least 2 million. If it happens to Irene Gua, it can happen to any other leader who is working in a company to support the revolution. What they are trying to do is to scare us, to scare every human being, to scare every Ambazonian, not to support the struggle. And that is what we are out to do. Because we are fighting against gangster regime La Republique du Cameroon, we can have our own problems internally. We may not be talking with each other, but we shall not open the doors for people who are fighting against all of us to come to rip us apart. It will not happen. So go and tell those fake people, the My Country peoples and the rest, that we shall send in as a unity, as a sign of unity or in unison, we shall send at least 2 million emails by the end of today. American Airlines will know that the lady who works there in the name of Irene Gua is a woman who is sponsoring this regime, the Ambazonian regime, to fight against terrorism, to fight in the protection of our women and children. This should go straight down. Remember, we can fight against ourselves, we can rip ourselves apart, but we shall never open the doors for La Republique du Cameroon agents to come and rip us apart. That shall never, ever work. So listen, fellow Ambazonians, I'll be very strict here. Our point is very clear. Our point is not to dance around the bush. Our point is to give you the independence within 19 months. We are already succeeding. La Republique du Cameroon agents are now panicking. And because they are panicking, they are confused on what moves we are taking. They are doing everything possible to discourage your donors from donating to buy AK-47s. They are doing everything possible to discourage your leaders from progressing in this struggle to restoring your independence. This should be very clear. You all live in the United States. We know the law, we master the law. Fighting against terrorism, fighting against a dictatorship, fighting to restore the rule of law, fighting against colonialism, they are all your basic rights. But if anyone writes to your company, telling your company organizations that you are sponsoring terrorism, whereas you are fighting for women and children back in Africa, believe me or not, we are taking you down the legal way. We are taking you down by writing to those companies and telling them that we have a genuine cause. Lastly, let me end here, fellow Ambazonians. This message goes to every human being, whether you're with the IG or you're with the ADF or you're with the AGC. Whatever we are doing for you in the IG, we shall do it for anyone in any other group. Just like the ADF rescues people who are not with the ADF on ground zero, we shall rescue every human being. This war is bigger than what you see on ground zero. This war has transcended to the United States to rubbish the integrity of your leaders who've sacrificed even their own family lives to put their face out there, to put their faces out there, to take your bullets from the diaspora. And that is our own way of fighting for this restoration of independence. I would also want to assure everyone, of course, you already know my 2 or my 3 pages have been down. For the past 5 days or so, Facebook took my pages down because they claim they are doing what they call verification of my identity. I have submitted all my passports to them. I have submitted all my documents to them. I've submitted my ID cards, driver's license, and all of those documents to the Facebook. They will be looking at those documents and they will get back to me and they will open the pages. Remember, I have 43,000 followers on those pages. But once we get there, until we get there, we shall be using this ADF spokesman page as the official medium of communications. Remember, we have already achieved so much that we don't even need Facebook to achieve more. We've already bought the guns on ground zero through the Ambazonian leader, Dr. Ayabacho Lucas. We've already united all the groups on ground zero. We've united General Arke. We've united the Bears. We've united just General Bell, not the Bears. We've united the Bears of the Sword of Ambazonia. We've united the British Southern Cameroon's Restoration Forces. We've united Ayenke. We've united Tiger One. We are all united on ground zero. So whether we rip ourselves apart abroad or whether we unite ourselves abroad, it doesn't really matter. We have made the biggest successes so far. This morning, I received a call from one person from Maryland. I think he knows what I'm talking about. He was reporting to me that some groups, some members of the ADF have harassed people in Batibo, in Bechati. I think it's in Batibo. Whether Bechati, I think it should be in Bangwa land. They have arrested or they have harassed a papa in Bechati village. I took time to listen to this particular individual calling me. Remember, anyone can reach out to me because on this page, on the ADF spokesman page, you have a call section. You can simply click on it, you call me and we'll talk. If I'm not in my workstation, I will be here to talk with you. So basically, he reached out to me saying that the ADF has attacked a pa in Bechati village. I took my time to listen to him. I was not rude. I listened to him completely throughout. And what I got from him is that 2 of his brothers work for the ADF. And those brothers are harassing people in Bechati village. I asked him to give me the names of the people and he refused. But after speaking with him to tell him that you called me because you believe that I can give you solutions. And we both who stand against any torture or against any civilian, we can stop this right now because you've called me. And so after, I just want to summarize it. It was very successful. We've reached out to these people to tell them to stop in the name of the ADF. There will be people who transpose themselves as ADF fighters to harass citizens on the ground. Open your eyes, watch out for those people. If you hear any rumor on the ground in the name of the Ambazonian Defense Forces, reach out to us. Don't believe any rumor. We have a means of communications right now, a direct means of communications. If the information is more than me, I will send it to the Ambazonian leader, Ayabacho or the Benedict Kwa, who is the defense chair, and they would manage that information. We don't want a situation where people will be spreading rumors like the Batibo affair, the Bangwa affair, and whatever, to translate it into something that will be believed by the gullible minds. No. We are here to solve all the issues. We have all advocated that we shall not in any way attack any civilian. We shall protect women and children. Even prisoners of war shall be protected under the Geneva Conventions and its 2 additional protocols of 1977. And so that is the way we shall be operating. So if you hear anything, reach out to us. We'll be building our channels of communications and rebuilding those channels of communications through this platform. It is newly created. It has only about 2,000 followers. And we are encouraging everyone to reach out more. Share this particular platform because it is on this platform I shall be operating on. Lastly, we've already had intelligence from Pache that guns have already arrived ground zero. The last consignment of weapons bought 2 weeks ago arrived ground zero this morning. So we shall be blessing those weapons by the end of this week. Maybe Friday, we shall be pushing out those videos. So we shall be blessing those weapons. Believe me or not, all of those guns we are buying from all of those countries, those guns before they arrive had previously been used against maybe innocent civilians or whatever. So our tradition is to bless those guns, cut off from those curses, and restore our independence in sanctity and in sanity. So basically, by the end of this week, we shall be pushing out a video. You will see the AK-47s. Remember, we've always been pushing out videos showing our AK-47s. You shall see all the AK-47s, and we shall be pushing it out to the public. We've already scored diplomatic gains. I read on one blogger's platform yesterday that the ADF did not report about the EU affair. It is a diplomatic affair. In diplomacy, we have what we call silent diplomacy. We are much more silent in the way we operate. But believe me or not, you will never hear ADF walking conference by conference to raise funds. but you only see the magic happening on ground zero. You only see how people are coming towards us to unite with us. The Arukes, the Ayenkes, the whatever, Tiger One. They are all uniting with us, the Bells. But we don't make too much noise because we believe in silence, and silence is golden. When we met in Dublin, it was among the Ambazonian leaders to craft out the Dublin Declaration. And that is why you heard it out clearly, the Dublin Declaration by the Ambazonian leaders. When we met in Spain, in Basque, it was among the parliaments. The parliaments are those who represent, the parliamentarians are those who represent a constituency. So remember, they have to account for what we call audience cost or domestic cost. So that is why they could make it public, because we met in Basque, in Spain. Because we are meeting now in the EU, and they are representing states. It is a procedural formation for us to broadcast anything that related to Spain. I will not be going deeper because I'm not a spokesperson of the Ambazonia Governing Council, but I want to give you a hint that we shall not comment or communicate about what happens in the EU because there is a procedure. And until those procedural formations are clearly laid out, we shall never ever communicate. We can only give you the hints. We can show you the photos as we've been showing the photos, but we shall not give you exactly what came out from that meeting. But keep in mind, this revolution, although garnered or engineered by the social media, it is not everything you shall be hearing from us. We classify a lot of information because our enemies are using those informations against us. We classify a lot of secrets because if we push out those secrets, our enemies shall be using those secrets against us. We classify even the location of our leaders because if we reveal those locations, our enemies shall use those informations against us. We are winning this struggle big time. And remember, it is in 19 months from now we are granting you the independence. We are granting that independence in 19 months because we have a strategy. Our strategy is Operation 2 per day in every 13 counties. That means about 720 per month and about 15,000 per year. And so in 19 months rather. So at the end of the day, we have a clear path. We shall not go conference by conference. We shall not go knocking at the doors to beg for people to support us. We already have a struggle. You have a conscience. It is your conscience to reach out to those people who have been sabotaged because they are doing the right thing, who have been sabotaged because they know exactly the right thing. We shall deliver to you the independence as we deliver pizza. We shall deliver to you the pizza on your doorsteps. We shall deliver that independence to you. You will sit where you are and we shall bring the independence and give you with your passport. There you shall go to Boya. It is our responsibility to scam you from the IG, to scam you from any La Republique du Cameroon enabler and agent, because we have to brainwash you because you've been brain-stained. You've been brain-stained by corruption, nepotism, colonialism, and all of those. We brainwash you after scamming you, and we put you where you belong, in Ambazonia. Fellow Ambazonians, thank you very much. That was a brief message. I intended to make this brief because it is going viral in all WhatsApp groups. Remember, for the recap, we are writing to Irene Gua. We are writing to Irene Gua's companies to support her, to stand by her. La Republique du Cameroon's enablers in the United States, the law firms, are now writing and have officially written to Irene Gua's company called American Airlines to pressure that she should be dismissed from that company because she supports terrorism. It can happen to anyone. We all stand with all Ambazonians. We don't care whether you're with the IG or you're with whatever. We stand for all Ambazonians. We don't look at groups, we look at the individuals. Irene Gua happens to be an Ambazonian woman. We have to stand with her because they are trying as much as possible to discourage leaders, especially those in delicate professions like medicine, like healthcare. Ask yourself, why don't you see medical doctors poking their nose into this revolution? Because they will be sabotaged through their companies. They will write to those nurses, to those medical doctors, and tell them that they are sponsoring terrorism. They will write to their companies that those particular doctors or nurses are sponsoring terrorism. And you know, in the United States, any little thing, it's on your records. So believe me, we are reacting. Those letters will be out. All you need to do is to copy and paste. We are reacting to those companies. We are writing back to those companies to tell them, the woman who has been reported at your company is a woman who has protected women and children, who has vowed that she shall use every penny of her salary to protect women and children, to fight for the rule of law, to advance democratic principles, and to restore our independence in Ambazonia. So that is the clear message. So Irene Gua, we stand with you. Whoever you are coming next, we shall stand with you. And we shall write to the Bar Council, tabling a petition against those law firms that are working with La Republique du Cameroon, transgressing their borders, to write to people's companies, invading people's privacies, investigating about people, to write against them because they are fighting for Ambazonia. We shall write to those law firms, the bar councils, to petition them, and we shall flood the bar councils with at least 2 million males. 2 million. Everyone, you have a responsibility to protect those women. Whether you're with the IG or you're with ADF, you have that responsibility to protect your own leaders. It is not you, it is not me. It is us, the Ambazonians. Forget about all of those groups. Truly, it already shows we don't have a government. If we had a government, we would not be having our leaders working for other companies. We are all individuals trying to make our path so clear and reachable to Boya. So get that message clear. Thank you very much. Do have a nice day. Back to work.